Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Thumb to the brothers, and Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Alathun, Hashem, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. We are the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanan. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group, nor any other Christian organization, all right? All right. I'm priest and officer of 1,000 Yerushalayim. All right. Today is the law class, all right, in the state of Virginia, all right. It's the law class, all right. It's the Isupk's law class, all right, and Virginia's mandatory class for officers and troopers, all right. All right. So make sure you check in. Make sure you put your name, city, and state. Don't forget to put your name, city, and state. All right. Do not forget to check in. Do not forget to check in or sign in. Put your name, city, and state. All right. Let's see here. Give y'all some time to check in. If you have any questions, this is the time to ask. All right. All right, do not forget to check in. Don't forget to sign in. Put your name, city, and state, all right? So today is the law class. This is a very important class. Of course, all classes are very important. We say this all the time, all right? Especially when you became, we say this all the time. Every class is very important. History is very important. The brotherhood is important. The law is important. The scripture breakdown is important. And learning the Lashawan Kodash is also important. All right. And also the Sabbath service. All these classes are very important. Do your best to attend. All right. So today is the law class. Why? Because we have to know the law. I think I said this yesterday. All right. We have to know the law. All right. This is something that we have to know. The law is part of our culture. The law is literally a part of our heritage. It's what makes us us. It's what makes us Israelites. Without the law, you can't be an Israelite. It doesn't make any sense. Yes. Can you be an Israelite due to the fact that you come from Jacob? Yes. But there's other things that make you an Israelite. All right? There's other things than just your bloodline that makes you an Israelite. It's what you do as well is what makes you an Israelite. You can't just not keep the law and not know the law and turn around and say I'm an Israelite. It doesn't work like that. And it never will work like that. That's like me calling myself an American and I do absolutely nothing that America does. That doesn't make any sense, would it? If I say I'm an American and I do everything that's contrary to America, how could I be an American? They say pizza is American, but I don't eat pizza. How could I be American? That's just an example. All right, I believe eating pizza may be actually Italian, but the point is, right? You can't be an American and not do what America does. All right, that doesn't make any sense. A good example would be Americans vote. Americans in America go out and vote every 4 years for their president. You would be considered un-American if you do not vote. Everybody understands that, right? If you don't go and vote every 4 years like every American does, you would be classified as un-American. Some people would literally question your loyalty to your country at that point. All right? I don't know if you ever dealt with certain Edomites, all right, and certain people that are like die hard, go hard for America. I don't know if you ever met those type of people before. But if you tell those type of people, right, I don't believe in voting, or I did not vote, and you consider yourself to be an American, you can even consider yourself to be an African American, really. And they would look at you as if you're not an American. Because how dare you not vote? That's very un-American of you. Right? How dare you not believe in LGBT and be tolerant of LGBT? All right? QIA plus, whatever the hell it may be. How dare you not do these things? That's very un-American of you. All right? So it's more than just, all right, Most High in Christ. All right? Now, of course, that I use those examples to make the point of us keeping God's law is also what makes us Israelites. If you're not keeping the law, you're not an Israelite. You can be, yeah, you're an Israelite by nationality. Yes, you're an Israelite by bloodline. But if you're not keeping God's law, you're not an Israelite. Everybody understands? Everybody gets that? All right? So that's something that we have to understand. That is something that we have to take into consideration. All right. So the law is very important to understand. The law is very important to learn. So every Black, Hispanic, and Native American brother or sister, make sure you come to these law classes and learn your culture, learn your heritage, learn the traditions that were passed down from our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. All right. Most on Christ. All right. What's today's lesson? Anybody online? What's today's lesson? What is today's lesson? The law of jealousy, right? Jealousy, the law of jealousy, okay. Okay, the law of jealousy. Now, Kana La'ah, has anyone heard about this before? I think I may have went over this before. La'ah, okay. Anybody else? Has anybody ever heard about the law of jealousy? A little about it. Okay. Okay. La'ah, okay. All right. That's fine. All right. Okay. The law of jealousy. Okay, the law of jealousy is for brothers and sisters. All right. It's for brothers and sisters. All right. It's something that we have to learn and understand. All right. This was Israelite practice. All right. And to this day, it's still Israelite practice. All right. It may be done a little bit differently. Right. But to this day, it is Israelite practice. The law of jealousy. All right. It deals with the law of jealousy. All right, I'm gonna get into it. If you guys have any questions, all right, Please ask questions if you do not know something or you don't understand. What's up, Warden? You too wild? I need you to go sit down, but what's up? No? No? Alright, no sweat. Alright. Now, when it comes to the law of jealousy, I'm gonna get straight into it, alright? I'm gonna get straight into it. Numbers chapter 5, verse 12. Speak unto the children of Israel. So now, right off the rip, the Lord is talking to the children of Israel. This entire Bible, this entire book, this entire way of life, this entire culture, this entire heritage, these traditions that are found in this Bible, in this book, was always toward and for the children of Israel. They were always for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now, if you did not know, now you know now that if you are so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, you are God's chosen people. All right? You are the children of Israel. That is exactly who you are. All right? So, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no question about it. You are God's chosen people if you do not know now. Now, this book and this Bible right here has always been about the children of Israel. That's why the Lord says, speak unto the children of Israel. Now, when the Lord says, speak unto the children of Israel, the Lord was talking to Moses. All right? Now, I'm going to go with verse 11 for a little bit of context. Salaki. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them. So now, this is coming from the Lord. Anything that we do, right? Anything that we do, anything that we say, has always came from the Lord. It always comes from the Most High. All right? Everything that the Isupk says and does, it comes from the Bible. It comes from the Lord. The spirit of it comes from the Bible. It comes from the Lord. All right? If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him. So the Lord said, if any man's wife, right? So if you're a man and you have a wife, right? It says, if any man's wife go aside, right, and commit a trespass against him. What does it mean to go aside? Anybody? What does it mean if your wife went aside on you? If a man's wife go aside, what does it mean to go aside? Anybody online, anybody in class? What does it mean to go aside? What does it mean to go aside? Remember, this is a black man's book. Right, this is a black man's book. Remember, this is a black man's book. This is a Latino man's book. This is a Native American man's book. This book is our culture. It's written how we speak. It's written how we talk. So what does it mean to go aside? Right, seeing another man. Step outside her marriage. Right, step outside. Right, go aside. So if any man's wife go aside, meaning she gets another man and she's messing with another man, even though she's married, right? Even though she's married, right? Relations with another man, giving time or attention, right? If she's dealing with another man and she's talking to this other man, right? And this is probably her. Nowadays sisters call this what their side nigga or whatever the case it may be. Her side piece or whatever the hell or whatever the hell they call it, right? This is in the Bible. If a man's wife go aside, meaning she's with another man, all right, and commit a trespass against him, all right, and it says, right, trespass against him. Right? This is a trespass. All right? Does everybody know what a trespass is? Anybody online? Does anybody know what a trespass is? What happens if you trespass? What does that mean? It's a lucky. Does anybody know what a trespass? Right, it's a sin. Right, trespass. All right. So, and commit a trespass against him, meaning this sister sinned against her husband because she went aside. She had her aside piece. She had her aside nigga. All right. That's exactly what happened. All right. Verse 13. And a man, right? And a man lied with her carnally. Now here we go. And a man lies with her carnally. Now, why do you think the Lord says carnally? Why did the Lord say that this man laid with her carnally? Why? Anybody understand why? Why was it carnal? Why wasn't it spiritual? Right? Why wasn't there a spiritual connection between me and the sister? Right? I shouldn't say me and the sister. I don't want to be added to this. Salaki. With him and the sister. Why wasn't it spiritual? Why didn't he lay with her spiritual? We just had a bond, and we had a bond, and for some reason it was like a zing, and we just connected, and one thing led to another. Why didn't it say it was spiritual? Why did it say carnal? Okay, one sister said he knew and had sex with her anyways. He was thinking in flesh. Okay, he went after his own pleasure. Okay, anybody else want to give it a shot? All right, the Akwafin, you guys are correct. It involved lust. You're correct, brother. It did involve lust. Right, it did involve lust. You guys are all correct. The Lord said, and a man lied with her carnally, because there was nothing spiritual about it. If you do something after the spirit, and you do something spiritually, it has to be lawfully. You can't do something spiritually and it has nothing to do with the law. It has to be lawful. It has to deal with the law. So if you do something that does not involve the law, then it has no choice but to be carnal. Now you guys are absolutely correct. It says, and a man lied with her carnally. That man laid with that sister carnally. There was nothing spiritual about it. He seen the sister. He knew for sure that the sister had a man. He knew for sure that sister had a husband. He knew for sure that sister was having sex with another man. We understand that sex is marriage. Does everybody understand that? All right. I don't know if you guys knew that. This is the law class, but I'm going to go over just a little bit. Sex is marriage. When a man and a woman lay down together and have sex, that's what consummates the marriage. All right? That's what consummates the marriage. All right? That's what makes the marriage. If you guys haven't had sex, then you guys are not married. Now, all right? Quote unquote. Because if you're talking to a brother for 9 to 10 months, you might as well just marry the brother. Because I'm going to just assume that you're married. All right? So lock it. All right? And a man lied with her carnally. Because this brother knew that she had a man. This brother knew that she had a husband. And he still laid with her. He still had sex with her. Because he did not care about anything but having sex. He didn't have only thing he wanted to do was have sex with her. That's all. All right? That's all. That's all the brother wanted. All the brother wanted from that sister was some sex. That's carnal. We just don't have sex with sisters back here. That's not the goal. That's not the objective. And that never will be the objective. You are not to just have sex with sisters back here. That's not what we do. That's carnal. Just to have sex with sisters, that's carnal. That breeds sin. That breeds lust. That breeds a lifestyle that you don't want to live. That breeds a lifestyle that black people suffer from. You understand that, right? We suffer from carnally laying with each other. Alright? We suffer from that. If you are so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, you know for sure what I'm talking about. We suffer from laying with each other carnally. We suffer from that. You know how many sisters get heartbroken just because a man just wanted to have sex with her? And of course, when a woman opens up her legs for a man, that means something to her. But because we're taught to be so carnal, right? And we're taught to just have sex without any responsibility, and have sex with whoever and whenever and however and whatever the hell it may be, we end up breaking families, destroying households, destroying sisters, destroying daughters, destroying sons, just by off the simple fact of having unlawful sex, by laying with each other carnally. You are not to have sex with another man's wife. Alright? You are not to just have sex with a woman and leave her. You are not just to have sex with a whole bunch of women and they are no longer your responsibility. That's all examples of unlawful sex. That term is called fornication. Alright? So now, verse 13. And a man lied with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband. So what does it mean to be hid from the eyes of her husband? So this man had sex with this man's wife, but it was hid from his eyes. What does that mean? Now what does that mean? It was hid from his eyes. Anybody want to give it a shot? This might be a little easy, of course. It was hid from his eyes. Right, it was on the down low. Okay. Anybody else? It was hid from his eyes. Anybody else? It was hid from his eyes. What does that mean? It was hid from his eyes. It was behind his back. Okay. Give me a practical example. Right, behind his back. Anybody online, give me a practical example of behind his back. Give me a modern day example of keeping something a secret like this. Somebody, give me a practical example. I think I can think of a few. It says, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband. Okay, Will and Jada. Okay, Khan, that's a good practical example. Yeah, it won't hid from his eyes for too long. You know, but Will and Jada, okay, tell him she going one place or with someone else. Okay, right, okay, that's a good practical example. Right? All right. What about why is Pizza Hut always calling you? You know, at 10 o'clock p.m. Who's, Pizza Hut and Domino's? You know, what about that? What about staying out late? As a woman, you coming home at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. That's not a good look, right? Right? Something's being hid from his eyes. Something's going on, right? This husband doesn't know what's going on. Right? He doesn't know what's going on. Right? It's being hid from him. Pizza Hut calling, Domino's calling. She always, she's coming in at 12 o'clock. She talking about she got to pick up another shift, but the checks don't match up. Right? Going on a girls' trip, coming back satisfied, coming back all happy and relieved. All this other stuff. Right, these are not good looks, right? Someone's not moving right. Right? Someone ain't living right. Alright? It's hid behind his eyes. Right? It's hid from his eyes. Something's being done behind his brother's back. He doesn't know what's going on. He just knows Pizza Hut keeps calling. And Domino's keeps calling. And she keeps coming home at 12 o'clock in the morning, in 1 o'clock in the morning, on a Thursday, or on a Wednesday, not even on a Friday or a Saturday, not even on normal days that people come out. She's coming home late on a Wednesday or a Thursday. This ain't looking good, right? All right. So let's keep reading. And she be Salakia. Be kept close. So, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and be kept closed. Right? So it's kept a secret. It's kept closed. Meaning it's not being spoken about. It's not being talked about. It's undercover. Alright? It's being done undercover. It's being done in secret. Right? And she be defiled. The Lord says she be defiled. When a man has sex with a man's wife, that woman becomes defiled. Does anybody know what defiled means? Does anybody know what defiled means? Anybody? Anybody want to give it a shot? What does defiled mean? Anybody? What does it mean to be defiled? Okay, dirty. Okay, give me the biblical and blemished. Okay, give me the biblical. There you go. There we go. One sister said it. To be unclean. That's you guys aren't incorrect. All right, but I wanted the biblical answer this time. Is to be unclean. So you are defiled, right? You are unclean, right? The reason why, this is what we have to understand. And a lot of the, on a sidebar, this is something that we need to know too. Sometimes the Bible can be hard to understand because we don't know the culture. All right? You have to understand the culture and the heritage of the Bible. You have to know who the Bible is talking to and who the Bible is talking about to pretty much understand the scriptures in the Bible, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up because the Lord used the word defiled, and it means to be unclean. A lot of scriptures talk about being unclean and clean and unclean. The Israelites, we were a very clean race of people. We believed in washing. We believed in showering. We believed in bathing. Like that was Israelite culture. Bathing, washing up, showering, all of that. Washing your hair, rub, soap and water, toothbrush and a comb. If you don't use those, you'll stand alone. Like that was Israelite culture. We were a clean race of people. So, and some of our laws and some of the way we speak, right? Sometimes it goes back to either being clean or unclean. All right. So, like for instance, if you were a sinner, period, no matter what sin you committed, you'd be considered unclean. All right. You would be considered unclean in our culture. That's how it always was. If you committed a sin, you were automatically unclean, no matter what the sin was. That's why in the New Testament, the Lord had to say, don't. I'm paraphrasing what the Lord said. You don't worry about on what's clean and what's unclean, on what I make clean and unclean and all that, right? Because the Jews, right? The Jews and the Gentiles at that time, The Jews thought the Gentiles were unclean, so they couldn't be around them. They were unclean because they didn't keep God's laws the way the Jews kept God's laws, to the extent. All right? So that's more so our culture. So that's on a sidebar. So for future references, you want to use words like clean or unclean in certain case by case scenario. That's because that deals with our culture. When you do certain things, you would be considered unclean. Like if you had sex with a white woman, you're unclean. It's just that simple. That's disgusting to us, right? Like that's dirty, like ew. You know what I'm saying? Like that's unclean as hell. That's disgusting, right? Like of course, like think about it. Like this is for the brothers. And the General Muhammad said this one time. Think of sin the way you think of homosexuality. Pause. It's disgusting, right? You would never do it. Think of you if you sin. Think about as if that's you blowing another man's rod, pretty much. That's disgusting. That's gay, right? That's completely homo. You don't want to do that, right? So then don't commit the sin. Well, that's because we think of homosexuality. It's disgusting. It's unclean. It's, everybody get that point? It's unclean. So of course we don't want nothing to do with it. Does everybody kind of understand where I'm coming from? Jenna Muhammad broke that down one time. Think of sin as in homosexuality. You don't want to be a sinner, right? You don't want to be blowing another man's rod, so don't be a sinner, right? It's just that simple. Think of eating pork as gay. All right, this is for the brothers, of course. All right, of course, growing up, if you was a man, of course, or if you were a boy growing up, it was like you, out of all things, you never wanted to be called gay. You never wanted to be called homo. That was like the end of your childhood career, if you were called gay or homo, or whatever the hell the case may be, all right? I remember when I grew up, if you called me a homo or called me gay, those were fighting words. Of course, nowadays, it might not be fighting words anymore. They might just accept it and be like, oh yeah, of course I am. But, Salakia, but when I grew up, those were fighting words. If you called me a homo, called me gay, we had a rule growing up. We had to say no homo. After certain things, we had to say no homo or you was homo, right? So of course this example is mostly for the guys to understand when it comes to the law. All right. Think of eating pork as it's being gay. All right. It's gay to eat pork. It's gay to lie. All right. It's homo to steal. It's homo to commit adultery. All right. It's homo to sleep with another man's wife. All right. Everybody understand? Right. Pause. Right. Growing up, I think I said pause too. Right. If someone said something sus, we like pause. And then you had to correct yourself. All right. If you did not correct yourself, then I don't think we were no longer friends that day, or we made fun of you for the rest of your life until you proved otherwise, that you were not homo. All right. Everybody gets the point, kind of loud. All right. Everybody gets the point. So think of it that way. We want to use the word unclean. All right. Clean or unclean. All right. Con. All right. So that's when it comes down to Salakia. Baba Kusha, quiet down a little bit, okay? All right. Hafizan. Wow. Appreciate it. Quiet down a little. All right. So now we want to get used to the topic of, saying unclean and things like that. All right. All right. Let's continue reading. And there be no witnesses. There be no witnesses against her. So now, of course, because it's done in the dark, right? And because there's pretty much, it's done in secret. It's done behind someone's back. It's done behind the brother's back. So there be no witness against her, meaning there's no one to attest that this sister was sleeping with another man, or this man was sleeping with this man's wife. There's no witness. There's no, hey man, I seen your girl at the club the other day and she was twerking on the dance floor, and the brother, he was wearing all white, with some sunglasses, with the wine bottle, champagne bottle in his hand, and they were kissing and gyrating and grinding on each other. You know, they were two-stepping. You know, they were step in the name of love, whatever. They were doing R. Kelly's and all that other. You know, there was no one to attest. There was no one to give. You know, there was no one to give the drop. You know, there was no one to. I think sisters use the word tea. You know, there was no tea being dropped here. All right, there was no tea being dropped. Salakia. So now, so there's no witness. You know, all right. So there's no witness. There be no witness against her. Neither shall be taken with the manner. Right? Neither she be taken with the manner. Right? So neither was she taken with the manner. As in, she, okay, when it says neither she be taken with the manner, meaning the manner of her actually pretty much that she did it. All right? In a manner of actually knowing that this sister actually did it. It's not known. Neither was she taken in the manner, meaning it was definitely not known. All right, it was done behind the brother's back. No one knows. There's no witnesses. It's as if it never happened. Right? Even though it's happening, it's as if it never happened. Right? At the moment. All right. Verse 14. Right now we're in Numbers chapter 5, verse 14. All right. And the spirit of jealousy come upon him. So it says, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him. Can anybody explain to me what the spirit of jealousy might be in this context? What is it? The spirit of jealousy. It says the spirit of jealousy come upon him. Right? What's the spirit of jealousy? Okay, not envy. Not envy. La'ah, not envy in this case. He's not envious. The spirit of jealousy. Can anybody give me the answer to this? What is the spirit of jealousy in this case? What's the spirit of jealousy here? Why did it says, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him? First, we have to know what's jealousy, right? What's jealousy? Okay. Okay, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him. The him is the husband, by the way. All right, the him is the husband. Okay, so the him is the husband. Okay, so Salakia, I'm going to let you guys know that. All right, the him is the husband. So the spirit of jealousy came upon the husband. So now, in this context, what's the spirit of jealousy here? First, we have to know jealousy. It's not conveying. Not quite. Not quite. It's not quite conveying. Not quite. What's the spirit of jealousy in this context? Let's see. Think about jealousy. What would make someone jealous? Come on now. What would make somebody jealous? Every brother and sister should know about jealousy. What would make a brother jealous? What make him better than me? Okay. Not quite. Not quite. The spirit of jealousy came upon him. Not quite that. All right. I get where you're going. But not quite. What is the spirit of jealousy here? Having a life you don't have. Okay, la'ah. Okay. Maybe I have to ask it this way. I didn't want to be biased here. All right, or not quite biased. All right. Okay. but I'm gonna have to use the example so we can understand. All right, this is the spirit. This is the Okay, not envious. Okay, when you guys use the word envious, when y'all say envy, okay, which definition are you guys using? Because envy is meaning that you want to be something, like be like somebody. All right, so that's not really a good word to use here. But here, let me give you an example. All right, think about it this way. If you all right, okay, sisters do this all the time. All right, especially sisters in the world. All right, sisters in the world do this all the time. All right. If you come home as a let me word it this way. It happens if you're in the world, sisters do this, and even in the world, brothers do this. Let's say you're a brother, right, and you have a woman, and your wife comes home at 1 o'clock in the morning. What is that going to do to your spirit? Think about it as a sister too. Think about it as a sister too. If you had a man, and let's say you're in the world, and you had a man, and he came home at 1 o'clock in the morning, what would that make your spirit do? Think about it that way. Tread lightly. So upset, upset you, start making your mind, so you got, Kapa, upset you, starts making your mind wonder. There you go, questioning, right, there you go. This, what you guys are saying, this is the spirit of jealousy, all right? You, in your mind, you're like, something isn't right. This is the quote unquote intuition the sisters be talking about. So like this is the intuition that sisters be talking about that they have if their man has another woman or whatever the hell it may be. And just to let you know, all right, this is coming from priest and officer 1,000-year Ashramaf. Your intuition is correct. Your man does have another woman, so what? All right, he can have another wife if he chooses to. All right. Of course, if any brother wants another wife and wants to get him another rib, it's best to get counsel before you make that decision on your own. All right. That would be the wise decision, right? Is to get counsel before you get another rib. That's the best thing you can do. All right. But for all the sisters out there that ever had an intuition of their man having another, her man having another woman, your intuition is correct. All right. He has another woman. Salah. I'm just letting you know right now, you are absolutely correct. All right. All right. You're absolutely correct. And if he doesn't have one, he's at least talking to one, whatever the hell it may be. All right. Doesn't matter. According to the law, you can he can have another wife. All right. All right. But okay. Back to the topic. This is the spirit of jealousy. Something isn't right. Like something is being It's like from a brother to a sister. All right, because this is an example from a brother to a sister, right? Because it's different, really, from a sister to a brother. It's different, and I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain to y'all why it's a little different. All right. So from a brother to a sister. All right. Most sisters. All right. All right. They prefer to have one man. All right. They prefer to have one man and to be with one man. So, because of that sister that you're with, which is your wife, she's clingy to you. She's attached to you. Her spirit is all about you. Her desire is all to you, right? Now, if that starts to change, you'll start getting the spirit of jealousy if certain things start to change, right? Because that sister would still be all about you, regardless she's happy, sad, or mad. She's still all about you. All right? When that starts to change and she stops coming to the house, right? She stops calling you certain things, right? You know, her time is elsewhere and not always down your back the way it used to be and things like that. I'm just giving examples. All right? This is going to raise red flags to a brother. She's staying out late at night. She's always on that goddamn cell phone, right? 24/7 on that damn phone, right? You know, always on the Facebook, always on the Twitter, always saying some crazy stuff on Instagram, whatever the hell it may be. She's moving different. The spirit of jealousy, all right, will come upon that brother. All right, everybody kind of understands that? The spirit of jealousy is you think your wife is having sex with another man. That's the spirit of jealousy. Because of what she's doing and because of what you see is going on, right? Even though you don't have any proof at the moment, even though you don't really know what's going on, right? Even though you truly don't know what's going on, you think that your woman is having sex with another man. That's the spirit of jealousy. All right. Now, to give you from a woman to a man. Okay. I'm sorry to say this to some of y'all. I might break your hearts. All right. I may break some of your hearts. You're okay. Because okay. Now here's another thing. This is because we were once in the world. Okay. All right. And this happens to a lot of sisters in the world. All right. Men are liars. All right. Men in the world are liars. All right. And they lied to you your entire life. And it was your fault that you believed that man when he told you that you were the only one for him. All right. And so when he started to move different, it started to bother you. But he's always moved that way. All right. I'm sorry to break a little hearts, but it's always been like that. He didn't just randomly change. He always been that way. He was always having sex with other bitches. Salaki. It was always that. Excuse my language. He always did it. He did it on his girl to have sex with you, and then when he got you, he also did it on you with somebody else. All right. Salaki. It's not that he was moving different at all. All right. Men are liars in the world, and they lie to you to make you happy and make you feel comfortable. All right. That's what men do. Now, right, sis, is not right. I'm not saying this is right, but I'm just letting you know that when you notice your man moving different, it's not okay. It's not that he was moving different. You just chose not to realize it. That's all. 1 second. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, y'all need to play nicely with each other. All right? No more fussing and no more crying, all right? All right? You understand? All right. Okay, no problem. All right. So now, I said dirty dog, huh? So now, all right? Now it says, Salaki, but how is that jealousy towards him? Okay, Salaki, okay, Salaki, but how is that jealousy towards him? Okay, explain a little more. All right. What does that mean? Explain your question a little more. Salaki Babu Kushab. All right. But just remember, all right, of course, a woman can get jealous of her man having another woman too. All right. That's actually pretty normal for women to. Actually, women are sometimes normally jealous even of just other sisters, period, sometimes, and that shouldn't be the case. The Lord is against our sisters being jealous, all right, of each other. There's no need to be jealous of each other, all right? There is no need, all right? There is no need to be jealous of each other if you are sisters, all right? But it is normal at times for sisters to be jealous of each other, regardless if their man is talking to another woman or not. But we shouldn't be that way. All right? I'm not going to be jealous. He without. Okay, Khan. All right. So, does everybody understand so far the spirit of jealousy when it comes to a man to his wife? Does everybody understand? Kind of lie. I didn't lose anybody, right? Please ask questions if I'm losing anybody. All right? All right? Explain. Okay, just let me know if I'm losing anybody. But does everybody understand? Kind of loud. Kind of loud so I can continue. So we can, get some more understanding on this. The spirit of jealousy. Everybody understands so far the spirit of jealousy when it comes to a man to his wife. Everybody understands. Now, I believe I said this, it says what I see is the jealousy with the multiple wives. Okay, what do you mean by that, Aqua? Now, I think of, right, sister to sister, right? That does happen. Right, that does happen. That shouldn't be the case, but that does happen. All right, we shouldn't be jealous of each other. All right, that does happen. Okay, okay, Rain. Aqua, Rain. Let me know what you don't understand, and I'll explain it to you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Right, it's a right, Khan Aqua. It's a waste of time.
Josiah's standing there.
Where is he at?
Right here. They just do it with one thing and then they got rather than TV.
Okay, I'll handle it.
And then he got down.
All right.
Josiah.
Right, Khan. It is a waste of time, Aqua. Absolutely. Okay, so why is his jealousy? Okay, why is his jealousness valid? Okay. Why is his jealousness or jealousness, whatever, valid? Why is it valid? Okay. Okay. What do you mean by, okay, I'm still kind of confused. I want to make sure I get down to it. Why is his jealousness valid? Okay, so are you asking more so like, just, okay, so just because, okay, are you saying, okay, put it this way, I'll give an example, and say kind of loud. Are you saying it's not valid for the brother to be jealous if he's starting to notice his wife move different and coming home late at night? Is that what you're saying? Okay. Kanola. Is that what you're saying, Rain, when it comes to if he's moving different, then she quite surely must adjust to it. Okay. Okay. But okay. All right. So what I'm asking is, when it comes to the spirit of jealousy to the man to his wife, all right, meaning he thinks that his wife is having sex with another man, pretty much. This brother thinks that his wife is having sex with another man. He doesn't know for sure, right? But he's noticing certain things and has seen certain things himself that gives him the thought or the intuition that his wife is having sex with another man. Okay, Khan. Okay, Khan. I understand where you're coming from. Whether a man or a woman is not right on either end. Okay, but am I losing anybody when it comes to the spirit of jealousy? Khan or la'a? I know some already said Khan. How are those emotions justified? Okay, now Akwa Kapa. I think the confusion here with you that this may be. Don't think of jealousy as the emotion of how sisters are jealous. It's not that type of jealousy. That's not the same spirit of jealousy. It's not quite that. Okay, it's not quite that. So don't think of it that way. Does that make sense? Don't think of it as that same kind of jealousy. It's not exactly it. If I may explain in detail, that's not exactly it. All right, this jealousy is more so that there are things that his wife has done and is doing that makes him somewhat give him the reason that he's having sex with another man. That's all. So he's not really jealous of his wife to the extent of what you may be thinking of when how women are jealous of each other, or women are jealous in that case may be. Not quite. All right, right? Because most men are not jealous like that. So you're correct. This is more so just the spirit of jealousy when it comes to a man thinking that his wife is having sex with another man. There are more women on this than men. So as a woman, I see you saying that it's okay for a man to step out on his woman because he always been that way. Okay, no, that's not actually what I'm quite saying. All right, that's not exactly what I'm saying. All right, that's not exactly what I'm saying. Okay, biblically, according to the Lord, a man can have more than one wife. All right, he doesn't have to have another wife. He doesn't have to have any wives or a wife at all. He can have absolutely. He can just be by himself. All right, doesn't matter. All right. I was just giving an example of men in the world. All right. If that confused you, Salakia. But I was just giving an example of how men in the world are, and I was giving you an example of how sisters would have an intuition of her husband doing whatever the hell it may be, a worldly case. All right. But there, Khan, I was just about to say that too, Khan, the water out of one. But because of the Christian church and because of Christianity too as well, there is no really stepping out on a woman. That's more so of a Christian belief. Okay, that's more so Christian belief. A man does not step out on his wife. By the way, he doesn't step out on his wife. That doesn't make any sense. All right. But let's continue. All right. If you have any questions, make sure you ask the question. All right. But make sure the question is also detailed, so I can actually answer the question, Baba Kwashab. All right. All right. Allow me to answer the question properly. Just give me the proper question in great detail so I can answer your question. All right? All right. But Numbers chapter 5 verse 15. Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest. Oh, Salaki. We're still in 14. Numbers chapter 5, verse 14. And the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife. So he be jealous of his wife because he thinks that she's having sex with another man. All right? And she be defiled, meaning she be unclean because she has sex with another man. Right? He's wondering all these things. You know, he probably found a text message or two. You know, he probably, you know, I don't know, maybe the sister's phone was unlocked, and you know, and then you know, the man, I guess a contact probably popped up that said, you know, boo thing, 2 hearts, and it definitely wasn't his number. You know, whatever the hell it may be, right? She be defiled. Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled. So it says, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled. Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled. Right? Meaning, when the spirit of jealousy comes onto this brother, the sister can either be defiled or not defiled. It's all about what can be proven. All right, Salaki, what's going on? Hadazan. Baba Kushah, calm down. All right? All right? And stop and make sure you guys are not hitting each other, all right? Okay, Salaki. Okay, so come, go ahead. Okay. Now, is anyone still kind of lost, kind of live? Because I'm gonna continue going on. So the spirit, when the spirit of jealousy comes, all right? Go ahead. Go ahead, no, don't worry. Go ahead, you're fine. Now, when it comes to the spirit of jealousy, it has to be proven if the sister committed adultery or not. That's the point of the spirit of jealousy, by the way. It depends if it can be proven. All right? All right? It's all about if it can be proven or not. That's why I said if she be defiled or if she not be defiled. All right? Salaki. Come on. Go sit down. Go sit down.
But why you was here after you was there talking though?
Okay, calm. Okay, let's make it sure. Now let's go to verse 15. Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest. So now, this is in our law. This is in our culture. This is in our heritage. Okay, how is it proven? But what if you can't prove it? He's still with in an unclean woman. Okay, we're going to get to that too. This is how it would be done. All right. All right. Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest. So this is what you would do. If you believe that your woman is having sex with another man, right? If you believe it, and that if you think this is happening, and you believe that this is happening, you would take them to the priest. The rule is to bring her to the priest. Why? Because the priests are over Israel. It's like there's always an order to things. There's always a system. There's always a system set up. All right. There's always a system set up. All right. So you would bring them to the priest, right? You would bring her to the priest, and you would let the priest handle the situation on how the priests are told and taught how to handle this situation. All right. Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her. Right? The 10th part of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance. So this is what the man would do to get into preparation, right, to bringing his wife to the priest for an example, right, not an example of to getting ready to bring his wife to the priest, all right, because he believes that she is committing adultery, that she's having sex with another man. Does that make him unclean if he sleeps with her? Okay. That's why he's okay. So, like y'all, to answer your question, that is why he is going to bring his wife to the priest. All right. That is exactly why. All right. That's exactly why. So we don't have to get there yet. All right. Now, of course, that would make him unclean because you're not supposed to have sex with a whore, right? You're not supposed to have sex with a woman, all right, that has sex with another man. But if you find out that your wife, let's say you're a man, and you found out that your wife had sex with another man, the moment you find out, that's it. You guys are no longer married, okay? To answer your question. All right? 1 second, okay? All right. So now, does that answer your question? All right. Any other questions?
No, stop.
Kanala, any other questions? If so, I'll continue.
Whoa.
Kanala. So is he then free to marry again? But what about her? Okay. he can get another wife if he wants to, of course. But what about her? She committed adultery, so she's done. That's it. That's no longer his wife. All right. The moment she has sex with that man, that new man is her husband. Okay. Anybody? Does that make sense? So the moment that she had sex with that man, right? That became her husband. Right? That was it. And she is no longer that man's wife. If that answers your question. Kind of lie. If that answers your question. Will another man still want to take her? Not a one West brother. Not a brother in Isupk. Lie. No. Will another man still want to take her? No. She just be counted as a whore. That's all. Because the man that had sex with her carnally anyway just wanted to have sex with her. So no. Alright, so no. Alright. 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 Anything else? Okay, Most High in Christ. I was able to answer that question. Alright, I'm going to continue. Verse 16. And the priest shall bring her near and set her before the Most High. So now, the priest is going to bring the sister, right? Bring that man's wife, right? And she's going to bring her near. Bring her in front of the Lord. Why? Because everything that's going to be done is going to be in front of the Most High. It's going to be in front of the Lord. That's it. So anything you say, anything you do, whatever is happening, now it's in front of the Lord. Now everything is being seen now. You are now brought to the priest. All right? Verse 17. And the priest shall take holy water and an earthen vessel. So now the priest, he shall take holy water. Right? So he's going to take the holy water. He's going to put it into a vessel. And of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take. So he's also going to take the dust up off the floor. So this is what the priest is doing. The priest is taking the holy water and he's going to put it into a vessel. And of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water. So now, what the priest is going to do now, right? He's going to take that dust that he collected from the floor and he's going to put it into the vessel with water. All right? Verse 18. And the priest shall set the woman before the Lord. So now, what the priest did was he took the water, he took the holy water. Then he gathered all the dust, all the dirt that was in the tabernacle, swept it up, got a good pile, he put it into the vessel, shook it up a little, mixed it real good, right? Whatever the case may be. And the priest shall set the woman before the Most High. So now this woman is standing before the Lord. She's standing in front of the Most High, right? All right. And uncover the woman's head. So now the woman's head is going to be uncovered. All right. And put the offering of memorial in her hands. All right. So now this is the offering of memorial. They're going to put it in her hands, which is the jealousy offering. So the jealousy offering, that memorial, right? That's that vessel That's that vessel with that dust in it. Alright? That's the jealousy offering. And this is what's going to happen, alright, with this jealousy offering. Alright? And the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that causeth the curse. So this is going to be bitter water. Now, does anybody online, does anybody have an idea what's going to happen here? Does anybody have an idea what's going to happen here?
Stop, Noah. Stop.
La'ah. Okay. La'ah. Okay. La'ah. Okay. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's Tawab. If you don't know what may happen, okay, what's happening here? Get everybody, go sit down, Bubba Kushak. The water. Most on the grass, the water. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. So the priest, right? To pretty much give like a backdrop, all right? The priest right now, where we're at right now, the priests are, what the priest did. Now this is the priest of the Lord, by the way, all right? These are the priests. These are the priests that the Lord set up, right? Remember, this is coming from Moses, right? This is coming from the leader of Israel at this time. And the Lord is speaking to the children of Israel through Moses, right? And Moses is letting you know exactly what to do if you believe that your wife committed adultery or had sex with another man. He's telling you exactly what to do, right? And now we're at the point where the woman is standing in front of the priest of the Lord, meaning she is standing in front of the Lord, right? These are the priests. These are the priests of the Most High, meaning they represent the Most High. If you are a priest, right? This space today, if you are a priest, you represent the Most High. All right, everybody understands that, right? You represent the Most High, because you are the lawkeeper and the lawgiver, because you are the priest. All right, that was literally the priest's jobs, right? If you were a priest, especially in the time of Moses, you were always in the temple. You was making sacrifices. You were giving out judgments. If you broke the law, you dealt everything when it came to the Lord. All right. So right now, the priest, he gathered up all the dust in the temple. All right. He gathered up all the dust in the temple. All right. And then, he put it into the water. All right. Let's continue. Verse 19. And the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say unto the woman, if no man have lain with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another, instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water that causeth the curse. So the priest says this, hey, pretty much, right? Pretty much. If you didn't have sex with another man, if you did not commit adultery, if you did not go towards uncleanness, remember I said before, dealing with the law right, in dealing with our culture, it was either you were clean or unclean, regardless if you committed a sin or not. If you were a sinner, you would be known to be unclean. If you were not a sinner, then of course you would be considered clean. All right. We, as a race of people, we dealt with either being clean and unclean. We were a very clean race of people. We were a very clean nation of people. All right. All right. That's pretty much the breakdown of that. All right. So, and the priest shall charge her by an oath, in that oath, right, and say unto the woman, if no man have lain with thee, meaning if no man has sex with you. All right. If thou hast not gone aside to uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, meaning you didn't go outside, right? Go aside and have sex with another man. That's outside of your husband. Because in Israel, if you are a married woman, you are not to have sex with another man. That is unlawful. That would be considered adultery, and you would be considered a whore in Israel. All right? All right? With another instead of thy husband. Be thou free from this bitter water that causeth the curse. Meaning, if you didn't do any of these things, then be free from this vessel of dust and water. All right? Verse 20. But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lain with thee beside thy husband, so if you did, so pretty much, if you did go outside, right, if you did have sex with another man, right, and you are defiled, meaning you are unclean because you had sex with another man, right, outside of your husband, right, outside of your husband, right. So, but if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lain, right, have lain with thee beside thine husband, verse 21, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing. Right? So now, this is verse 21, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing, and the priest shall say unto the woman. Now this, then the priest, Stop that crying. Salaki. Okay, Salaki. We're going to start at verse 20. But if thou hast gone aside to another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lain with thee beside thy husband, meaning so you did go out and have sex with another man, right? Verse 21, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing. Now, the Lord is going to explain what this oath of cursing is. And the priest shall say unto the woman, the Most High make thee a curse and an oath among thy people. When the Most High doth make thy vow to rot, and thy belly to swell. So now, this oath of cursing is, right, the earth of cursing, Salaki. This is the oath right here of cursing, right? It says, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing. The point of this water, right, the purpose of this water is the sister is going to drink this water. That's the purpose of the water. That the purpose of collecting the dust through the tabernacles, off the floors, and putting it into the water. The purpose of it is the sister is going to drink it. Then the priest shall charge the woman with the oath of cursing, and the priest shall say unto the woman, the Most High make thee a curse and an oath among thy people. When the Most High doth make thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell. Right? This is the curse. If you drink this water, right, it's either you're going to get sick and throw it up, or you're not going to get sick and you're going to be able to hold it down. This is a test to see if the sister really did have sex with another man or not. This is the purpose of the test right here. This is the priest of the Most High giving a sister the test to prove herself if she committed adultery or not. Because if she did commit adultery, her belly is going to swell, meaning that water is going to come back up. The water will come back up. Verse 22, and this water that causeth the curse shall go into thy bowels, meaning it's going to go into your bowels. It's going to go into your stomach. To make thy belly to swell, meaning it's going to make you sick. It's going to make you want to just spit it out, right? And thy thigh to rot, and the woman shall say, Amen, Amen. So when you drink, when that sister drinks that water, the purpose of the water is to make your belly swell. This is the test. This is the test, right? Because the water is already bitter. The water is already disgusting. It's going to make you sick. It's going to make you want to ingurgitate. It's going to make you want to throw it up and spit it out because it's so disgusting, right? But this is the test to see if the sister is going to hold it down or not. If she committed adultery, she's not going to take this test. She's going to absolutely fail it anyway. She's not going to care. She's not going to do what she can. She's just going to throw it up. She's just going to spit it out. It's going to make her belly swell. But if the sister is innocent, right? If the sister is innocent and the sister did not have sex with another man, right? Now, if the sister didn't have sex with another man and the sister did not go aside, right, outside of her husband, then she would hold down that water. All right? Does everybody understand? But if she did not commit adultery, doesn't the husband still look at her different? All right? Let's continue reading. Let's go to verse 23. And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall blot them out with the bitter water. Verse 24. And he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causeth the curse, and the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. Now this is the part where she drinks the water. This is the part right here. Right? This is the part. Alright? This is the part right here, verse 24. This is when the sister actually drinks the water. Alright? This is when the sister is actually drinking the water, and she's drinking that bitter, disgusting water to see if she's going to hold it down. Salaki, warriors. Hadazah. Go sit down, Baba Kusha. Thank you.
Just I don't understand the
Verse 24, verse 25. Then the priest shall take the jealousy offering out of the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering before the Most High, and offer it upon the altar. So he's going to take it from her, because now she already drunk it, and he's going to take it from her, right, and wave it to the Most High. All right. Verse 26. And the priest shall take an handful of the offering, even the memorial thereof, and burn it upon the altar, and afterward shall cause the woman to drink the water. So once again, this is the point where the sister is going to drink the water to prove if she committed adultery or not. All right. Verse 27. And when he hath made her to drink the water, then it shall come to pass that if she be defiled and have done trespass against her husband, that the water that causeth the curse shall enter into her and become bitter, and her belly shall swell, and her thigh shall rot, and the woman shall be a curse among her people. So now, when she does drink this water, and it does causes her to get sick, and it causes her not to keep it down, because she is defiled. She did go outside and have sex with another man, right? She did do it, right? The Lord said, and the woman shall be a curse among her people. She's going to be known as an adulterer. She's going to be known as a whore. All right? Because that water did make her sick. That water did cause her belly to swell. All right? Verse 28. And if the woman be not defiled, but be clean, then she shall be free and shall conceive seed. She's for the streets if that's the case. Right, Kanakwa. And if the woman be not defiled, meaning she didn't commit adultery, right? Right, she's not defiled. She didn't have sex with another man. She was completely loyal and honest. All right. So go sit down. Go look for shot. All right. And she didn't commit the adultery, right? It says, then she shall be free, meaning she's free to go. Nothing's going to happen because she's completely innocent. All right. Nothing happened. Right. And shall conceive seed. All right. Does everybody understand so far? Kanola. Everybody, anybody, let me know if you guys have any questions. Right. It's so much easier just to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments and just be an honest woman and not deal with other men besides your husband. It's very easy. Right, it's very easy. All right, so does everybody understand so far? This is all right. I'm gonna continue reading. Verse 29. This is the law of jealousies, when a wife goeth aside to another instead of her husband, and is defiled. Verse 30. Or when the spirit of jealousy cometh upon him, and he be jealous over his wife, and shall set the woman before the Most High, and the priest shall execute upon her all this law. So now, this is what you do, right? This is what you do. Now, just like today, If you believe that your wife is having sex with another man, bring it to the priest. That's all you do. You bring them to the priest and we'll handle that for you. We'll truly see if your wife is really committing adultery or not. Alright? You don't want to handle this situation on your own. You don't want to do that. Alright? The spirit of this entire thing is going to the priest. You didn't go, listen, the Lord didn't say go to God about it. The Lord didn't say pray about the situation. Right? The Lord didn't say talk to Jesus about it. The Lord said go to the priest. That's the spirit behind it. That's the order. You go to the priest so the priest can handle it. And the priest will truly find out if your wife is committing adultery. If your wife is defiled. If your wife has gone to uncleanness. If your wife was being a whore. Alright? I'm saying all the same things. Alright? Right, most high in Christ. Alright? Any questions? Any confusion? Any confusion, Khan or La'a? 1 second, okay? Okay, princess? 1 second, princess. Alright? Alright. Now, of course, and okay, La'a, okay, no questions. Now, but what about the jealousy between a brother and brother or sister and sister? Okay, explain that question a little more. What do you mean by that? But what about the jealousy between a brother and brother or sister and sister? Explain that a little. But what about the jealousy between a brother and brother or sister and sister? Explain that just a little bit. Okay, sit down. All right, just sit down. But what about the jealousy between a brother and brother or sister and sister? So Khan, explain that, Baba Prashad. When one is envious of a other for who they are and what they have or don't have, etc. Okay, that's also in the law. When you're referring to, okay, that's more so, okay, that's not more so jealousy, Akwak. That's more so, are you referring to like wanting what another brother wants? Is that what you're referring to? Or wanting what another sister wants? Is that what you're referring to, Aqua? So I can answer your question correctly. Okay, practical example. Two wives that don't like each other. I don't understand that. Why can't they just be one family? Okay. 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 This isn't, alright. Let me explain this. So, practical example. Two wives that don't like each other I don't understand that. Why can't they just be one family? Okay, every sister is different. Okay, every sister is different. Not every sister that, okay. I'll put it that way. Every sister is different. All right, it's just that simple. So when it comes to, let's say, a man and he has two wives, right, and they don't like each other, right? Is that right or is that wrong? Okay, not every sister is able to get along with their husband's other wife. It's not a necessity. It's not something that has to happen. All right. It's very normal. It's very normal for a woman to not like the fact that her man has another wife, and because of that, she's not going to like the other wife. This happens all the time. Right? It's not mandated for all the wives to get along and be one happy family. That's not a thing. All right? It doesn't have to happen that way. All right? Of course, if you're that type of sister that's able to do that, that's you. But not every sister is able to do that. All right? She's not unlawful if she does or doesn't. All right? But what is unlawful is because your man gets another wife, you leave your husband. Now that is unlawful. Now you can't do that. All right? I feel like life and raising the kids would be so much easier. The bottom line is you're supporting your husband, but that causes so many issues. This is okay. I understand where you're coming from, Akwa. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, but just understand that every sister is different. All right. Every sister is different, and of course, at the end of the day, it's up to your husband on how he runs his house. All right. It always deals with your husband. So the way your husband, right? In that case scenario, if you had a husband, your husband will deal with that the way it needs to be dealt with. All right. Does that answer your question? Okay, come, most are in Christ. Okay. Any other questions from any other brothers and sisters? So everybody understands. So everyone's sure. Everyone is sure and solid when it comes to the laws of jealousy. One second, princess. All right. Okay, Khan. All right. All right. All right. And any other questions before anything else? Khan? Any more questions? Khan or La? La? Anyone else? Khan or La? Okay. All right. With that, I'll get the announcements. Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, non-mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation is the Feast of First Fruits. All right, that's on May 22nd. May 22nd, the Feast of First Fruits. That is the next high holy day. All right, so on May 22nd, the Feast of First Fruits. All right, that is the next upcoming holy convocation. All right, with that, I say Amayu, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amayu Shabbat, Amayu, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Bakatham, Yana Matah, Sar, La'akwafi, which means turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amayu Shabbat, Amayu, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alafem Ba'ashim Yahushua. Yana Matah. With that, class dismissed.